What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So before I get into this video, I want to give a shout out to Ticket TV because I had known about this. If I had known about this, I would have already eviscerated Shannon Sharpe on my channel. So apparently, Shannon Sharpe on Undisputed took the time a couple of days ago to denigrate Kobe Bryant. Okay, saying that Kobe Bryant didn't really get love from fans until toward the end of his career. And that Kobe wasn't really beloved by the NBA fans and got that respect factor, I guess, and that adulation until toward the end of his career, which is one of the biggest fucking lies I have ever heard in my life. Um, First of all, I watched Kobe Bryant's entire career. I watched his entire career. And what people have to remember is when Kobe was drafted in 1996, the NBA still was in an era which didn't change until 2003 when Carmelo and LeBron came in. They were still in an era where you didn't give an 18 or 19, let alone a 17-year-old kid, the keys to the kingdom. Okay, you still had the merit system where, yeah, a guy like Eddie Jones may not be as good as you overall, but because of the fact that Eddie Jones was a veteran at that time and Kobe was a rookie, he's going to get the starting nod over you. They just, coaches, the organizations, they just did not start 18-year-old players at that time. Okay? They rarely did that. You know, were there exceptions? Some. I think Daryl Dawkins might have been an exception to the rule, but for the most part, you did not start at that age coming into the NBA. Even Kevin Garnett the year before, I don't believe he didn't start. You know what I'm saying? That just wasn't something that happened. But you know what? Kobe Bryant, even his rookie year, AI got probably most of the attention from that draft, but AI was, I believe, number one pick of that draft. But Kobe Bryant got a lot of buzz. He won the slam dunk contest. He led the NBA in points per minute played. Only played something like 15 minutes a game, but averaged over 7 points a game. And I remember him electrifying crowds, even if the Lakers were losing and he was coming out, in garbage time. You could see he clearly was dominating in games at that in the little sparks of time that he was playing. And he was very popular in LA. And his second year, he was an all-star, the youngest all-star in the history of NBA at that time. Maybe still is. I can't remember. You know what I'm saying? So for Shannon Sharpe to sit back like this guy was like it's almost like he's trying to put him down into like the Paul Pierce popularity spectrum. Like, what is he talking about? What is he talking about? Kobe Bryant was one of the most popular players in the NBA his entire career. Kobe Bryant always had a huge fan base. Now, did they talk about Kobe the way that these guys talk about LeBron every fucking waking moment of the day, 24/7, 365 days of the year? No, because those analysts back then did their fucking job, which was to cover the sport, not cover one personality to fucking death. and create a cult of personality, which to the point we have to deal with today, where if you criticize an athlete on one little fucking thing, you're a hater. They covered the entire NBA back then. And you can blame it on social media, whatever. But I remember from 2001 onward, Kobe arguably was the most exciting. Well, yeah, I would say he was the most exciting player in the league. Some people might say Vince Carter, and that was the guy they were trying to push. But definitely by 2002, 2003, Kobe was established. He established himself as the premier player in the NBA. Remember, Kobe was averaging like 27, 28 points a game playing with Shaq. I remember in 2002, 2003, that's when he had the 9 straight 40-point games. That's a streak that he could have extended for many more games to come. And Phil Jackson had come to him and begged him to end that streak, right? And I remember as early as 2003, when he was 24 years old, I still remember it. ESPN was comparing him to Mike, saying, was Kobe better at 25 than Jordan was? So the Kobe Mike comparison started at least at that time. Now the Colorado thing threw things for a loop. And the Colorado situation, the malice at the palace, other factors were at play as to why they started trying to push, guys like Dirk Nowitzki and Steve Nash, or whatever. But Kobe Bryant took that mantle back by force. He took that mantle back by force by his sheer determination and dominated the competition at a level that we've rarely seen. As I've said before, and I'll say it again, if you look at the analytics, if you look at the metrics, his 2005 2006 season is the greatest offensive season in the history of the NBA. It's the greatest offensive season by a player in the NBA when you consider the pace of the game and the average scoring average per team in the NBA. Kobe, by the time he won those 2 championships at the end of the 2000s, Kobe had already established himself as an all-time great, as the best player in the NBA by most fans, the most popular player in the NBA, and we were firmly entrenched in the debate that the media likes to forget about, which was the Kobe versus Mike debate, which is a debate that made more sense because they were both shooting guards, they're both about the same size. You know what I'm saying? They had similar games in different, they were similar in a lot of ways. They were different in some ways, but similar in a lot of ways. So that debate actually made sense. This isn't something that just started 2014, 15, 16 on a farewell tour. Get the fuck out of here, Shannon Sharpe. This is another problem I have with people like Shannon Sharpe, man. If you ever notice, whenever I make a video talking about Wilt and why I think he's the GOAT, you rarely see me shitting on other players. You'll just see me giving examples as to why I think Wilt's the GOAT. Because I don't have to resort to that shit. See, Shannon Sharpe knows in his mind that the GOAT debate with LeBron has holes in it. So whenever you know that there's flaws in your argument for the guy, you have to shit on the other guy to somehow make your guy shine better. So now, you know, instead of critiquing his game, now he's arguing about, well, Kobe wasn't really loved like that. Kobe wasn't really beloved. He wasn't an icon like that. Man, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. I'm just gonna be honest. Do you know how many comments I get whenever I talk about LeBron? You know how many comments I get of people who say that they're sick of this dude and they want him to go away and they want him to retire and they're sick of this, sick of him, sick of. Don't get me wrong. It was a few comments like that with Kobe at times 10 years ago, but not to this extent. Not to this extent at all. And I don't think it's really that they people are really tired of LeBron. I think they're tired of the media. I think it's what they're really tired of, man. They're tired of these fanboys in the media just covering one fucking guy and talking about him and telling people how they're supposed to feel about the guy. I think that's what they're tired of. People don't like to be told what to do. People don't like being told how they're supposed to feel about somebody. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't shit on LeBron really because of personal reasons, but at the same time, people have a problem with what's going on. Okay, they have a problem with guys like Shannon, Sharpe, and others telling people how they're supposed to feel about a basketball player, or how they're supposed to feel about the GOAT debate. At the end of the day, Kobe Bryant deserved the respect that he got. You know what I'm saying? He did go on Twitter uh, talking about all of his injuries and what makes him a warrior and this, that, the other. You know what I'm saying? Kobe didn't always throw his teammates under the bus when his team failed. He didn't run off the court like a prima donna when he was losing. You know what I'm saying? The first round or second round. He took his lumps like a man, and he went through, you know what I'm saying, some tough competition to win those championships. You know what I'm saying? He went through the Boston Celtics. He went through the San Antonio Spurs. He went through the Dallas Mavericks and the Sacramento Kings. You know what I'm saying? He went through Portland. He went through all of these teams. Kobe beat more 50-win teams than any other player in the history of the NBA. At the end of the day, Kobe was voted by his peers, not the media, but by his peers, guys who actually played in the NBA. I remember this. He was consistently voted until he had that Achilles injury, the best player in the NBA. That was going into the era with the Miami Heat. So what I'm saying is, it's all right for Shannon Sharpe to root for LeBron, but don't lie about it. Don't make up shit. Don't make up shit that's not true. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got to say about it. You know what I'm saying? Don't sit up there and act like this guy wasn't popular when he played. Don't do that. That's absolute bullshit. All you gotta do is look at Lakers Nation and see how they feel about Kobe. Matter of fact, all you gotta do is look up, unfortunately, when he passed and see the reaction that people had in this country. It was like, you know, I made this comparison in my video. I said I don't want to overdo it, but it's almost like the sports equivalency of when Kennedy was assassinated. It's still to this day a dark day in sports history. That just goes to show you how much Kobe meant to fans in the sport of the NBA. So don't do that shit, Shannon Sharpe. Don't 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 uh don't do that, bro. Because now you're going down to like Nick Wright level, bro. Like ain't that much fanboying in the world.